Hey everybody, so this is the first part of a series that I'm doing on what are my wigs up to these days? How are they holding up? What do those fibers look like? Are they comfortable? Have I worn them a lot? And that kind of thing. So I'm not going to be doing any of my most recent ones like Carrie, my Noricos, anything that I've had probably within the last 4 weeks or so, because I haven't had them long enough to really give a great update on them. I want to be able to log some time, see what those fibers are doing, and then I will do an update down the road on those ones. So let's see, comfort, fibers, and then lastly, just kind of like how I like it overall and would I repurchase it again. I think that's a big telltale sign on whether or not I was truly happy with that wig. So I will be letting you know if I liked it and I will be repurchasing it. Okay, so you know what? I probably should start with Elizabeth because that was my very first wig and that's the one that started me on this whole journey. But since I have Ignite on my head right now, I thought it'd make sense to start with Ignite. I have had several people ask me now, because they can tell I have more than one wig, and do I have a favorite? And you know what? I always answer, I really don't have a favorite. I like something about each of them, and then I don't like something about each of them, and I don't think I have really a favorite. But if I had to choose a favorite right now in what I have, I would say it would be Ignite. Now, if you watch that wig chat, you probably are a little surprised but it makes sense because Ignite was my very first short wig. So I was not getting used to that. And it took me a while to wear Ignite out in public and everything. And now I can, just the fact that I'm kind of putting it into my favorite category says a lot about this wig. And I do love Ignite. Now, I am so excited to tell you guys this, and I probably will discuss this in my next week's Gab Sesh, but I just want to say it right now. All of the wigs that I am going to be showing you in this update, I had to give them a bath, and I was very nervous about that because if you have followed me on different sorts of chats, I have seen wigs go from completely brand new to one wash and they are pretty much almost destroyed. And I do wonder about, the fact that I'm on a well and I don't have city water. But anyway, so I needed to wash these wigs because I just did. I put that off for as long as I possibly can. And I know that I've heard Taz say, 10 to 12 wearings, you should probably wash it. And then I actually heard somewhere else try to get about 20 wearings out of them before you wash them. Spray the inside with a dry shampoo to get that freshness back. And so that's what I kind of I am going to try to shoot for now, is to go more like 20 wearings and see if I can prolong that as long as possible. But I used to, up until just, if you saw my Instagram picture or my Facebook picture of my wigs drying outside on our barbecue, up until that, I always have used the Jon Renau wig shampoo, the Jon Renau conditioning spray. I still use the Jon Renau HD detangler spray. And so I watched Wigs by Patty's Pearls, and she shows you exactly how to wash your wigs. You soak them, la. And so that's what I've done. Well, then I've heard so many people, I've seen Faux Hair Fabulous, other people, wash their wigs in like wool light, and then they will give them a conditioning bath and soak them in fabric softener. And so I didn't have any wool light, and I really wanted to do this. So I did come across somebody who said, you know what, they just soak them in fabric softener and they don't even rinse them out. So I put them in like about a gallon of water, I want to say, in my sink, and a full cap of fabric softener. I used downy. We use downy sensitive skin, so that it doesn't have any fragrances, and it's supposed to be a little easier on people that do get a little bit of allergic reaction to that kind of thing. And then I swished it back and forth a few times just to get kind of the particles of the different products I use and the stuff that makes them dirty. And then I let them soak for about 10-12 minutes in there, and I just really carefully wrung it out. I take them outside and I shake them like crazy, and then I place them really carefully inside a towel, and then just gently kind of roll it, and then pat most of that out, and then I put it on a wig stand and dry it out in the sun. So I did that with all of these wigs that I'm going to be talking about, and I want to tell you that was frickin' amazing. I wish I would have done this from the very beginning. I think the longevity of my Elizabeth probably would be substantially better than where she is now. Anyway, so my Ignite, I was petrified because I have not washed this wig since I got it, and I have worn it a lot. And she turned out brand new. This one looks brand new. I'm so thrilled. But the thing about Ignite that I really like is that it's consistently an easy wear. If you kind of put your product in the beginning, you're good to go. Style it that one time, and then it's good, and it's easy. It's an easy wear, and being a John Renau wig, they fit me comfortably. The lacing lays nice and flat on my skin. I don't have to fuss over all of that. And what I do with my wigs is I do touch up around the hairline, because my natural hair is very mousy brown with a lot of gray. So I do the fill-in powder. It comes with this kind of stippling brush. Now, I didn't do it today, but I have shown how I do that. I'm not going to go through that again. But anyway, this is something that I do when I put on most all of my wigs. I pull out my, with the lace front, you don't pull out anything in the front area. But I do pull out a little from my temple down, just to kind of, have it go in. Now, again, I have not put my fill-in powder here, because I would put fill-in powder all through here. That way, if I decide to tuck this behind my ear, it looks very, very natural once I get that fill-in powder to kind of blend it in with the rooting color of the wig. So anyway, I haven't done that. Back to Ignite. I honestly have not felt any, I play with this wig a lot, people. I do. I play with this wig a lot. When I first got it on, I put all kinds of product in it, from dry shampoo to every bit of the stuff that I have. And let me tell you, it made it so fun and easy every single time I put it on my head, because I had all of that in there, and it would stay where I put it all day. And I flip up the part sometimes, and I will tuck it one time and I won't the next, and I'll kind of I play with this wig. And these fibers, these are HD fibers. I have not put any heat to this wig ever, but I have not had any issues with the ends getting frizzy and gross, or anything. So I really believe if I would have washed this like I used to wash, with the shampoo, I think it would have been a different story. But because I've soaked it in that fabric softener, and it smells fresh, and it's not dirty, and it feels very clean and fresh, so it's not like it didn't get it clean. I am so happy about that whole thing. Now I'm going to try to wear them as long as I can, but I won't be petrified when it is time for me to wash these wigs. So yeah, I love it. Let me show you. The sides. This is my right side, and now I'll do the back. Now, I do not have this. How I put on this wig is I do the it stays in the perimeter area, and then in the back I put some wig tape on it, 3/4 inch. I got it from Wigs by Patty's Pearls, and I will put that link down in the comment box. And I just take that off and secure it to the moleskin back here. And then I don't touch it once I take off the 2 little pieces to expose the stickiness of the upside of the tape. And I get it down there. I don't let it touch too much until I put it right where I want it. And then I get the back where I want it and I press firmly, and it stays all day long. Between the it stays in the front and that in the back, it feels like my own hair. So yeah, again, there's no fuss with this. I love it. I absolutely love this wig, and I would purchase it again if I see that it's breaking down eventually and all of that. I will definitely purchase this one again for sure. It's a wonderful one for the summer. It's great to work in because I'm usually in this position when I'm giving facials, and it doesn't get in my eyes. It's just a wonderful one. Definitely top of my list. So I'm going to look up when I purchased this one, and I'll put it right here so you know the time frame. Now remember, guys, I'm pretty new at this. I have not been wearing wigs that long. I believe it was in March when I first bought Elizabeth. It hasn't been that long. So, but anyway, so yes, this is Ignite. Okay, up next, we're going to talk about Elizabeth. Okay, so here we have Elizabeth. She has lost a lot of her body. I think if I would have dried her upside down, it might have helped a little bit. But let me tell you, that soaking in the fabric softener has revived this wig like you would not believe. She was so bad. And it's not like she really needed to be washed. I was just trying to revive her a little bit. She wasn't that dirty because I had washed her. But these fibers are so spent that they stick together. I wasn't able to. It was horrible. Even, it just, yeah. So there is a lot of softness that has come back to this wig. Movement, it never had any of that. Now, trying to kind of soften this part that has been fraying and the fibers have completely kind of broken down, like through here. I watched how you can spray the conditioning spray and just, maybe straighten it with a straightener to get that to smooth out. That works. It's very temporary though. But because of that, it's more straight, than it used to be. So remember, this is 100% hand-tied cap. It's the HD fiber, John Renau, shaded praline. I forgot to tell you that the Ignite is John Renau, shaded praline as well. So yeah, it's much straighter than it was because I was trying to kind of smooth out the damage that is down in here. That damage is throughout the bottom of this whole wig. But let me tell you, soaking it in that fabric softener has really helped. But I wanted to show you this, and it spurred me on to making this because I'm going to be giving Elizabeth a whole new style. It needs, even though that fabric softener bath helped tremendously, I haven't had movement like this in this wig for a long time. But these ends are, they're toast. I don't like when my wigs start looking like this, to wear them out in public when they start getting this frazzled. So I am going to be giving her a whole new style. She's going to look completely different. And before I did that, it kind of spurred me on to start making this series so I can show you what Elizabeth looks like before I do anything to her. Because yeah, these need to be cut, and let me show you her from all sides. All of this is just really, really seen better days. Gosh darn it. This is my left side. Did I even show you my left side with Ignite? I don't know. Okay. Left side. See, she's all kind of just, this whole top layer is really damaged. And my right side. and the back. Now remember, I did chop off the back of this wig pretty early on because the long fibers were very scratchy and they tucked underneath, you know, right in here, and drove me a little crazy. So like a lot of people, I think, I did end up turning it into more of a longer bob. And I really enjoyed it. I'm not sad that I did it at all. But I really was worried that the fibers in general were not even worth saving if I even cut her. But now I'm really excited because that soaking in that fabric softener has just really revived most all of it, except for, again, these really dry pieces. But I think I can totally work with that and turn her into something that I can feel really great in wearing again. And I have to say that it looks so much better, honestly, than it did before I soaked her, but it does. I mean, you can really feel it down in here. So she needs a new style. We need to see if we can kind of revive her into a whole different next life kind of thing. So now, this being my very first wig, we have to remember that this was my very first wig. I did learn a lot about it while I had her, and I watched a lot of videos on how to care for wigs. And in general, I cared for her very well. I would say that what I did wrong was early on her texture changed. Now, I did not put any dry shampoo. I hardly put any product in this wig at all. I wasn't really experimenting with that so much when I had her. And, you know, I think I just washed her too many times and played with her a whole lot because I was having so much fun with her. I had never had hair like that. It was my very first wig, and I was just infatuated with my Elizabeth, and I played with her a lot. So I think the combination of washing her too much in well water, which is very hard water, and other than that, I took very good care of her. I sprayed her with the HD every single time I wore her. I was very careful in, combing out tangles properly and everything. But so I think that could be what was going on with her. Would I repurchase her again? Well, you know what? I absolutely said I would not repurchase her again because I did not get her on sale, and I paid with shipping and all of that, upwards of over $400 for her. And she started breaking down. It was, very early April. I really couldn't wear her much anymore. And I had bought her in March. So I would say middle of April. And so I was that was an eye-opener for me. I had no idea that wigs wouldn't last like they don't last. I had no idea. So being my most expensive wig and being the wig that broke down the soonest was a lot had to do with being my first wig, and it was a learning curve. But I don't know, it makes me really worry. Now, if I got her on because I love this wig. I love the style of this wig and everything. If I got her on a really good sale, now that I know that this fabric softener bath has been a lifesaver for me. It's kind of like when I discovered the It Stays. It's a game changer. So now that I know that, I might repurchase Elizabeth again. If I get her on a good sale, I wouldn't pay the full price for her. No, because I'm thinking even on a good day, she may last 3 months or something. So 3 months for over 400. So anyway, but I have to say that I do absolutely love I love Elizabeth. She doesn't look anything like she did when I got her out of the box. She's, straighter, and I've cut her, so don't, just be aware of that, okay? Okay, so that's my Elizabeth. And now I'm going to put on Straight Up with a Twist, because that was my second wig that I purchased after I bought Elizabeth. All right, so this is Raquel Welch, Straight Up with a Twist in Shaded Biscuit. And I loved this wig when I got it, and I still do. I love it so much that even though it does have that heat-friendly fiber, I think Raquel Welch line calls them true to life fibers. They're heat-friendly fiber. But I love it so much, and I love this color. Took me a little bit to get used to this color. It's very light, but I do love it. And I know that it's a little light for me. I have seen pictures that I've taken, that I've been places and I've seen, pictures like, oh boy, that is really light, Jill. But I still love it. I do. So let me tell you back what I was saying. I gave her her very first bath, and man, I put that off as long as I possibly could in the John Renau shampoo and did everything like I was supposed to, and she came out like straw. Like, it was horrendous. Everything came out like straw. And so I thought, that's it. I can't wear her anymore. I did a whole bunch of research and just like, what's going on and what can I use to maybe help those fibers? And I bought some of the silky, it comes in that kind of pinkish bottle from Sister Wigs. It's like a 100% silicone spray, and that helped a little bit, but nothing helped to get her back to where she was before I washed her. And after I washed her, the fibers really were very straw-like all the way from the top, and so the very bottom ones turned to frazzle, and they're still like that, so I'm going to have to tip them and cut them away. So yeah, all of this stuff, can you see? I don't, is very dry, and kind of the very tips, in the back as well. But let me tell you, after I soaked her in the fabric softener and didn't, I'm not rinsing these. I haven't rinsed them. And let me tell you, it has revived this wig. If it wasn't for the fact that these little tips here are quite dry now, it's like brand new. I'm so excited about that. So, yeah. So anyway, very, very, it just feels so nice again. It's so wonderful. Thank you guys for figuring that one out. So yes, I love this wig. Now, I've noticed for some reason the Raquel Welch lace fronts are a little finicky. Like this one here, I would not wear it out like this. You can't see it. You can't see it, but they just, I have to mess with them a little to get them to go flat. And, again, I do use It Stays around the perimeter, and then I do wig tape on the back of this one as well. I do, fix up my hairline. I'm just putting these on for you guys, but, yeah, I don't know what it is about the Raquel Welch lace fronts. I have to fiddle with them a little bit and get them just right and kind of mess with them a little bit. But once they're there, they look really fantastic, and I love this color and yeah. So here's my left side. And the right. So yeah, these down here are getting kind of dry and frazzled. And the back. Yeah, this wig had no movement left to it when I washed it that first time. Everything was just dry. And so now I have so much movement back in it again. And it really did turn it around like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, that's what's going to happen though with this is, and this is a heat-friendly, I did tell you that already, it's a heat-friendly fiber. So yeah, you know, we have you can see that these fibers are breaking down all along kind of those little bottom areas. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to change her a little bit. So anyway, yes, this would have been a whole different talk that we're having about Straight Up with a Twist if it wasn't for the fact that just yesterday I soaked her in that fabric softener because it turned it around for sure. So, but I love this color, you guys. I do love this color. It's really pretty. If you like blondes and you like more of an ashier blonde, not a lot of gold and warm colors in there, this one you will love, the shaded Biscuit. Okay, so would I purchase her again? Yes, I would. Even before I think I did the fabric softener soap, believe it or not, I would, because I just love her. She is a fun one again to kind of tuck behind the ear, and even put a little barrette in. I've done that before. She's cute. It's just a really cute style, and I think that the length and the layers are perfect. It's not overly layery, but enough to give us height if we want to. Again, I have not used any kind of styling in here. I will, because once I do that, I don't have to mess with it that much every single time I wear it. And it stays where I put it pretty much. I mean, I still have, you know what I mean. It's like using hairspray or something. It just takes a little bit more product and different types to get that to happen in a synthetic wig. But anyway, yes, I would purchase this one again. I do love my Straight Up with a Twist. All right, guys, so those are the three for this part: Ignite, Elizabeth, and Straight Up with a Twist. I hope this is helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about these three wigs, put them down in the comment box. I will answer them. I hope I didn't forget any other details. Oh, Comfort. Comfort. I forgot about Comfort. John Renau, Ignite, Elizabeth. Well, Elizabeth is very comfortable. I would say my only complaint, for some reason, even though it's a hand-tied cap, Elizabeth fits very low on my ears right here. So she can kind of get bunched down there. Other than that, she's very comfortable. 100% hand-tied cap. It's comfortable. And then my Ignite is comfortable. I don't have too many issues with Ignite. I get the occasional itching, but nothing that gives me any real long-term irritation factor. As a matter of fact, Ignite is one of those wigs that I find myself wearing up until when I go to bed. I find myself not wanting to take her off or thinking about taking it off, honestly. Same with my Elizabeth. Same with this one, actually. This one, I do get a little more itching. I'm not sure why, but I do get a little more itching, just kind of in general. Again, I don't know why. It has the moleskin ear tabs. It has the moleskin back here. But if you do want to find out specs, if I didn't cover that, because I know sometimes I don't, if there are a lot of reviews on it out there, go to any of those websites. That'll give you all the specs. Wigs by Patty's Pearl, Sister Wigs, wigs.com. They'll break down all the specs for you. So if you are interested in any of that, make sure you check that out. So yeah, I would say, obviously if I'm thinking about repurchasing, it has to be pretty comfortable. So I think really all my lace front wigs are perfectly fine. I have a little bit more itching with the non-lace front and the ones that don't have the moleskin. And I think the non-lace front, it's just kind of the seam, and I definitely get more general itching. And those are the ones that I am ready to take off. When I get home, it's like, I think I'm going to take this off now. But I love them enough to where I want to wear them during the day. Okay, guys, so stay tuned for part 2, and we'll talk about 3 more wigs that I have and give you an update on those 2. I hope this was helpful. Bye-bye.